Welcome and hello everybody and welcome. This is your Thriving at Work online summit and I am your host Claire Bosco and I am absolutely thrilled to be joined with Mike Aguilera tonight. Hello Mike.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
Very good. And you're joining us from California, aren't you?
Yes, the Bay Area.
Excellent, excellent. And Mike and I have met quite a few years ago at a conference and ever since I've just followed Mike and I love what he does and so I thought it was a really great opportunity to have Mike on the summit and for him to share his love and his passion. So Mike, you are a communication expert, aren't you? You specialize in subconscious and communication techniques. And a lot of the things that you talk about is about rapport building skills as well, persuasion and influence. And I think this is so important as well, isn't it? Understanding how others behave and then be able to talk to them and communicate. It's what life is all about, isn't it?
Yes. And the better you communicate with others and also yourself, the better you will have a life experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've done lots of talks and keynotes and you're working with large organizations and doing some workshops as well. So you've worked with companies like McDonald's and Hilton and all those guys, which, is very impressive. So what do you see actually, just a quick question to get started. What do you see in organization? What are the biggest problems, the biggest issues that employees have? What do you see are the biggest issues at the moment?
Well, it depends on how big the organization is. The bigger they are, the more they rely on technology and text messaging. And text messages can be misinterpreted. You make a little comment, the person receiving that might think, why did they talk to me like that? Or why are they being abrupt? Or, I didn't do anything wrong. And so be cautious with this using technology. Use that human interaction. Or if you do when I do send a text message and I'm thinking that it might be interpreted that I'm being maybe aggressive or inappropriate, I always put a little smiley emoji, a little smiley face at the end to acknowledge, hey, I'm just saying this and have a good day and no mean content here.
Yeah, so I guess the different communications when your non-verbal communications are it's so powerful, aren't they, really? And especially when I've being French, I've done so many times I've said the wrong thing or and I go into big troubles. Very big troubles. So you are a subconscious communications technique. You're offering those kind of things. So what does that mean, really? What is subconscious communication?
Yeah, it's based on what I'm certified in NLP, neuro-linguistics programming. So NLP is model after therapists, understanding human behavior and psychological triggers. And so subconscious communication is based on our intuition, meaning the way you talk, your voice, the words, your gestures, your motions, the questions you ask. People will pick up an intuition instantly within seconds if they like you, are you a friendly person or not. So at an unconscious level, we get a feeling about a person and the way we approach them and the way we're talking with them. So that's at an unconscious level, in essence, our intuition, our feeling. And so you can be aware of what you're doing right and what you're doing that you can improve on. And that's what I specialize in helping professionals understand how to interact with other people, what to look for, how their voice will impact the conversation for them to be acknowledged as an authority leader or not, and words that they want to be cautious using because the words as you go into a conversation can also impact the confidence in your message or misinterpret it.
Yeah, so I have read a study and I use that it takes 7 seconds for somebody to make a perception of you, and that's quite incredible, isn't it? Is that figure correct? Is that about right?
Yes, there's a book that came out a number of years ago called Blink, like in the blink of an eye, by Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah.
And there were studies that were case studied in that book, and they're from 7 seconds. It can also be as brief as 2 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And once that intuition or once that impression is made, which I talk about as your brand, when you walk into a room, when you're approaching and talking to somebody, the way you communicate to them will create a brand. Are you a salesperson? Are you a nice person? Are you someone I should be aware of? Or are you an authority?
Mm-hmm.
And so in Blink, it showed studies where within seconds, 2 seconds, people will have an impression.
Wow.
And that impression can last